Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan Samantha Butler hanging out. We got limited time. Let's jump into some emails.
Okay. Hey, T&D. So I'm with Tom. When I see Rodney Dangerfield, I think dumb old man.
Oh, how dare you.
So I would like to see if Tom is with me or what he thinks of OG Magnum. It's a dumb old man who drives a Dodge Magnum on big rims and makes videos of him smoking and listening to mumble rappers at stores or car meets.
I know this guy.
What is this?
I don't know that I'm familiar.
He's like an older white man
Yeah.
who has in some way
Oh,
infiltrated
he's the guy that's all tatted up and stuff?
like rap culture, and he drives around in he has a Magnum, which is that our friend Bubba used to have one. It's basically a station wagon, and he has it on like rims, and he goes and he sits in it and he listens to like Lil Yachty and Lil Pump and Lil Flip.
And there's an old white dude?
Yeah.
And that's where, is this Instagram, the social media?
Yeah, it's a social thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll
So
pull up
weird.
a picture of OG Magnum.
I still haven't figured exactly what these people...
Kind of looks like our friend Remy.
Okay.
Yeah, what it's...
See? Like he's
Oh, he's
yeah.
not that old.
Yeah, no, he's not that
He's
old.
like
but
old nerd dad.
Yeah, but he's got like grills and
He's that old?
he
Okay.
does like a car competition type of deal.
Gotcha.
Here's a good picture of him, OG Magnum.
There's something little bit wrong.
It's just weird, you know. It's like,
You're like, what?
yeah, well, like, what are you doing? Like, what it screams to me is this old man had no friends, and he became an anomaly as a fish out of water character within hip hop, and people
they ran
embraced
with
him,
it.
and he was actually probably a nice man. And they're being nice to him, so it's cohesive, so there's really no weirdness there.
Did he always do this? Or
No.
was
He's
it
been a longtime member of the National Nocturnal Car Club.
He's just a old nerd car
Founder
club.
and CEO of the Florida Custom Car Association. He's always been in the car game. It
Yeah,
looks like.
I think he's always been in the car
And
game.
he's a character, and then as soon as he went to social media, blew up because
Right, because he's fish out of water.
Yeah, he's a character.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's like when you see Batty Winkle. You know what Batty Winkle is?
No.
She's that old, like she might be dead now. Look up Batty Winkle. She is an old lady who's like sort of obsessed with Miley Cyrus. And she realized that making videos of her like flashing gang signs and drip and hand this and rapping to that. And she wears
She's
like
92 years old.
she wears like high side bikinis and she dresses like a teeny bopper because it's
Okay.
fish out of water. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. But the reason you're watching it is because 92-year-old women don't wear high side bikinis with a grill
Right.
dancing to Blackpink and jumping around, Visco that,
Yo, I
leg
might
warmer.
start following Batty Winkle.
Yeah, Batty Winkle's, I've been following her for years.
It's you can't tell. Are you coherent with what's going on? Is this mental illness? What
She's
is
just having
it?
fun.
Is
Why
this-
not? It's the end of your life. You're 92 years old.
She is just having fun, but here's
Yeah.
also what I would say about it. It's like, are you having as much fun as you want me to think you're having? And the answer is no. Part of it is like a fake business type of thing.
You're also. I mean, there is a clowny part of it. I mean, there's not. It's not clown. It's,
Right.
It's social media clown.
There's clown there.
Yeah. I believe me.
But
As
here's
a fellow
the thing,
clown,
right?
I'm
So,
fine with it.
Like,
gotta
let's say
live
that
with
Batty
yourself.
Winkle always dressed this way. She just never evolved into dressing like a meemaw. Let's say OG Magnum always had tats and grills and listen to hip hop. Like they just stuck to their style.
Yeah.
But now, as a society, people judge them like, oh, it's a novelty, it's this or that. You have made fun of Dan for how he dresses for his age.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he
He
does
got
every
called
day.
Bart Simpson a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
But-
I mean, today I
So when
am
you're
dressed-
92, are you going to still be dressing the same, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
And then is that
I'll be Danny Winkle
going to
for
be
sure.
a novelty?
Yeah.
Or is that just who he is?
Well, it's when you make the transition to full clown, and I think that happens.
what does that mean?
Okay, because you're right. I believe there's some real life influence to all these people. Like this is their true personality. They do this stuff, but it just got put on super hyperdrive as soon as they started doing social media and people started reacting to, and the more elaborate and over the top they act and dress, the more
Yes.
attention and likes they get, and that causes the daddy long necks of the world and
Oh
the
man,
Gucci berries.
The
and-
daddy, I have unfollowed. I have to report back to you. I've unfollowed Daddy Long
What
Neck.
what took it over the
I
edge?
saw
It's all
a
porno now.
sex video of him that I did not. It should not have been witnessed,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these guys went full porno
And-
because it's
and
the
it-
easiest way to make money.
and it was It was disgusting,
Yeah,
horrible.
it's still a mystery to me, though, and I think to everybody because it's all over the place and it's all different. It's like this guy or Batty Winkle or all these.
Well, at least this
I kinda
guy's
love
got
Batty Winkle,
car
not gonna lie.
stuff. Oh, I like. There was a point
What
where
does
I
he-
would look at Batty Winkle and be like, "Oh, it looks like she's having fun," but then she would use like the catchphrases and like when I first started following this 92-year-old woman who dresses like a teen star. It was because she was using phrases like YOLO and and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, and
You hate that.
I do kind of hate that because like nothing
not authentic.
Yeah, nothing about it seemed authentic at all. It didn't seem like she truly wanted to do this, and I think that's kind of your argument. Is she doing it because she loves the fashion that is pop? Does she love pop fashion and the fact that it changes so rapidly, and that the designs and the looks and the colors are celebrated? And normally they're cartoony and and maybe a little anime. And
Yeah.
does she love that, or does she love? Just purely and very simplistically, she just loves attention and realize that if you're
it's a little of
92 years
both.
old and you throw on a high-side
Yeah.
bikini, that people will tune into you.
Yeah. Well, there's an element of you have to keep producing, and I put this in quotes, content,
Yeah.
which means you just got to keep posting to keep people engaged.
Because again, content can be anything, I
Yeah.
guess.
If you've run through all your ideas in the first couple weeks, you gotta keep posting, and then that usually lends itself to like kick me in the groin. Like you're lazy one day, you wake up, you're like, I got nothing, kick me in the
Yeah.
groin, or whatever version of kick me in the groin you have,
Right.
whether it's just put on the high side again, high side,
Okay,
and then
we don't know what she does outside. And again, I'm talking about Batty Winkle, a 92-year-old lady who dresses like, let's say, a Harajuku girl. She dresses like Gwen Stefani 10
Oh, yeah.
years ago. She dresses like
yeah.
She's got a rude girl
a
fur jacket.
brat doll, which is, I know that's a dated reference. She dresses like a LOL doll. And so we don't see her day to day. So
Right.
does she go to water aerobics with her friends? Do they all dress just like her? The answer is going to, undoubtedly, and I know you want to hate on me and say, no. It's not real, guys. It's not.
Yeah.
None of
Well-
her friends do it. And she probably doesn't dress like that at all times. And if she does, she doesn't have a lot of friends. It's weird.
Her bio on her Instagram
Does
says,
she say drip or something on
nope,
there?
it
Or
says, been stealing your man since 1928.
yeah, get out of here with that. No, you ain't
Yes, I
stealing
love
nothing.
her.
You're old bulldog ass.
Oh, I love her.
You're disgusting bulldog ass.
I follow these people
Look, she's
just out
pretty
of
in shape. She's wearing tube tops. She looks good for
Okay.
92
just out of
years old.
fascination.
Yeah,
But
there are corpses
What
that
is
we
it?
can all go around and look at different dead people and say which one looks the best out of everyone dead.
But
yes, that's possible.
Man.
it's nothing. It's like if you were hungry. Okay, this is what I equate it to. If you're hungry and then you just start eating, whatever, there's those candies that it's just like soft sugar gelatin. You know what I'm saying?
You mean
There's
like
a lot
gummy
of
bear?
or gummies.
That's
but-
called a gummy bear.
yeah, but I didn't mean
love gummy
like
bears.
there's the
Like a hard candy?
not a hard candy. They're softer, like the gobs, like or like there's
Gobstopper's the hardest candy on earth.
like I don't know candy. 'cause I'm not a
Starburst?
baby. Like a Starburst or a taffy or that just soft sugar
All right.
nothing.
Tootsie Roll.
Like saltwater taffy.
Yeah,
Okay.
but taffy is too good. I'm talking about just a
Oh, then a colored Tootsie Roll. How about that?
yeah, a colored Tootsie Roll,
Which is the worst
or
candy on the
it's
planet.
just
But it's
pressed-
still sugar.
It's pressed into some sort of circle or like a ghost shape, and then it's like flat on the bottom.
Chalk
round-
heart.
Yeah, but
Valentine's heart.
what I mean is that it's just nothing. There's nothing to it. It's just literally some sugar and gelatin. Like just who knows? It's garbage.
Sugar powder water.
Okay.
That's what I equate these people's content to, because there's nothing. It's like
I don't know, man. She's bringing me joy. I'm
a
looking at
hot
her
take.
Instagram.
Yeah, but are you laughing because it's
I'm
funny?
not laughing. It's bringing a smile to my face. I'm like, look at her living her life.
But are you laughing?
Living her best life.
Do you like what she's doing?
Yeah.
And then it gives you inspiration.
Gives me hope that I can pull this off when I'm 92.
Really, no one who wants to be that.
But my
everybody's laughing at you.
argument is that even she isn't pulling it off because it's not real.
Yeah. It's a little bit of it's super exaggerated
It's
version.
obviously a put on. Like, she doesn't go out of her house dressed like that at all times. She isn't like raving with her best friends and dropping ecstasy at the Electric Daisy Carnival. Yeah. She wants you to think that, and she wants to run in that area. But the only reason we like it is because it's a 180 of what things typically are.
Yeah, it's just that's the part. Like, even with this lady, may be different, but the Gucci Berry, the daddy long necks, like all that whole society, the wide necks, all the necks, all the.
I'm still on with wide neck.
But
wide neck and I are tight.
Okay.
But there's nothing to
and
it.
Gucci Berry, I still like.
If you look at all the videos, it's just there's nothing.
I still like Nut Shot Sundays from Gucci Berry. They're fantastic.
What is it?
He gets kicked in the balls every Sunday.
No, I know, but
if you're there and you get to watch it live,
who laughs at that?
I have a couple of times. You're
like, ha ha. Like, what is that?
Like, yes. He did it again.
It's not. Is it satisfying? What is it? Anyway,
nobody knows what. Oh God! Bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Butler are here. Oh, somebody in the Twitch chat room just reminded me. Our friend Chris with Down syndrome just competed in the Ironman competition. He is officially an Ironman. It didn't look.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Simone later.
Didn't look like he had any trouble whatsoever. We are going to try and follow up and get him back in here, or at least maybe Skype him and give him some love. That was extremely impressive. I don't know any Ironman. I don't know an Ironman. Well, now I do. I know Chris. But it's just amazing to be. Now, I don't necessarily know if he was the first person with Down syndrome to compete, but I just didn't want
to complete it.
Yeah, I didn't want to speak out of turn there, but pretty damn amazing stuff.
I saw.
Did you guys
MSNBC
all
and
notice
a bunch of other?
He looked very calm and not winded.
He's been training.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he's like, hey, I did it. Yeah, want to do it again? That's what it kind of looked like. So, well done, man.
Yeah, it was a cool thing to see him accomplish.
He and his dad are so cool, and they've been working so hard on that with, team, 1% better, and and just little by little, he accomplished a very, very monumentous thing.
Yeah, 100%. That's super cool. And speaking of that, accomplishing feats, setting like some sort of extraordinary feat and doing it. I was just telling you that I saw in the news, like a woman climbed El Capitan.
El Capitan.
Why'd you stop? Why did you pause and overthink? You've been overthinking everything.
I overthought it.
A woman climbed El
Capitan. I didn't want to say El Capitan because I can't say it like it's probably supposed to be said. Just can I say the GD?
Okay, this is what it sounded. This is what I heard.
Mount Captain.
This is what I heard. You said
the captain.
So a woman.
Can I say it in English?
A woman actually climbed.
El Capitan.
That's what it sounded like. Why did you do it all weird? We gotta stop this overthinking thing, man.
Yeah, it's gonna ruin you.
It's something that I used to do, and now you're doing it. And now we're both doing it. And it's not gonna bode well for the show.
Anyway, she climbed the mountain, and it was a pretty
Is
cool
that one of the...
Yeah. End of story.
But no, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about the fact that this woman probably is dedicated, dare I say, her entire life to training, learning, mapping, eating correctly, nutrition and fitness and health and everything.
I thought that...
And we don't care about it because it's just not...
Okay, so
our thing
in men and women's sports, right? When you get up to like the highest levels, even like in the 40-yard dash, or
no
whatever,
cups. They don't wear cups when you get on the highest level.
But you start looking at the times, and the times aren't that far apart.
They get real close.
Yeah, like Samantha, look up men's 100-yard dash fastest time and women's 100-yard dash fastest time, because I think it's only...
And just for giggles, look up world's strongest most incest.
I'm getting deja vu like we've looked this up before.
Yeah, we have. Everything we've done before. We're redoing, right now, according to my script, we did this show in 2006, which I don't even think we were a podcast. So this this might be an old monster script that Tom just scratched out the names.
So the men's record is 9.58 seconds, and the women's record is 10.49 seconds.
That's what I thought, Jeff Howell.
Yeah. So it's is that under a second?
Yeah.
Yeah. So under a second,
Yeah,
and so that's pretty damn close.
It's
You know,
pretty damn close.
The fastest sprinter, man and woman, are under a second
I
apart.
still
It's
think
not that, it's not
women
huge.
should be faster, just based on how things are designed down there.
Yeah. Less
That thing's made to go fast.
dangling and bigger, stronger
They
legs.
some may have upper body,
Yeah, no, I know.
bouncing around.
We
You gotta strap those down.
Yeah, you got to really tape them down.
But
Tape 'em
literally-
down.
But men have like an elite. We have testosterone, which is you couldn't take testosterone, and if you were a professional athlete, because it would be against the rules, you'd be
Right.
doping. But we have it natural in our body, so we have this huge advantage. Anyway, so the mountain climbing thing with the captain, I'm
El
surprised.
Capitan.
Because it seems like mountain climbers or like speed climbers or those type, like the men and women are about equal with what they could do. Now I understand probably that men have more upper body strength and gives them an advantage.
But mountain climber, you said mountain climber, and like I've changed. Like, okay,
rock climbing, I should
yeah,
say.
rock climber. When someone says rock climber to me, then I think
Yeah.
of like a cool dude in like Patagonia or REI gear who, he's an outdoorsman. He drinks out of a Stanley flask and he's freehand climbing.
Yeah.
When you say mountain climber, though, I think of like an old man with a pickaxe.
Yeah.
I think of that fat guy, what's his name? Yukon Cornelius from. That's
Yeah.
what I think of when you say mountain
Right.
climber.
Yeah, you're right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So
I should say rock climbing.
everything I do in my brain is just a series of stereotypes that I throw at things, and that's why I love and hate things.
I
That's
wonder, it probably has to do with like their wingspan and something like that. But I'm surprised
Well, only
that it hadn't.
three people ever have made this free climb on that route in a single day. Because she did it in a day.
Wow.
Okay, and
what
one
a
of them-
badass, man.
One of them, and then
And
one,
all three of those people were men. She's the first woman to do it in a day.
and she
That's
did it
dope.
with ropes. The one guy that they did the documentary on that was on Disney did it with no ropes, right? The Free Solo documentary.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
I think it
watched
was.
We
I think
just
that-
told you we didn't care about it.
Yeah,
I
think
thought it was. I heard Free Solo. I thought
And
it
she
was
actually,
like Star Wars.
she actually attempted to do this last year and injured herself and was hospitalized.
Yeah, she
She
fell.
tried to do this
Oh my
climb
God,
before.
and she did it again?
Yeah, and she made it this time
Anyway,
in
so
21 hours.
back to incredible feats of anything.
Yeah.
I don't think anything I've ever done is incredible.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that.
Most of probably
Mediocre.
everybody. Okay, let's talk about that. Samantha, what would you, if you had to write down your most impressive feat
Let's do
in
it.
your
I'm the worst
entire
person to
life?
ask
Let's
from-
all write down.
What would it be?
Let's all write down our most impressive feat.
I don't have
Well,
any.
I got a lot. I got a lot of them.
Okay.
I don't have enough paper.
Oh, okay.
I know what that means. I don't know how to write.
I don't do feats.
Tom doesn't wash his feet.
But
His feet are jet black today, and they stink.
Oh.
well, let's start breaking it down. Like, okay,
I hiked up a mountain in Colorado. That's about the most
No,
work
no,
I've
not-
The
done.
most
not
impressive
physical.
thing.
Oh.
It could be anything.
So the most impressive thing that I have done is I have saved my wife from a life of being completely just bored. I rescued her from just a boring nerd life, and I gave her riches in her wildest dreams. It was a modern day, dare I say, Pretty Woman scenario where I brought this horrible whore of the night in, and I educated her,
Yeah.
cultured her,
Gave her money so she could shop.
gave her money, and shook the fleas off of this mangy cur of a woman,
Yeah.
and made quite possibly the greatest mother of all time, and it's all my doing. All my doing.
I don't
greatest
think
feat.
I have any great feats.
I have none.
Maybe surviving and not ending up a POS.
Well, I mean, based on where you came from, that's a feat.
That was a path
Yeah,
I could have gone down.
You finished
learned that.
school.
That's true.
That's a big
That's
deal.
a good, I'll put that on there.
We all have done that, so we don't really look at that as being that big of a deal, but that's a pretty big deal.
Okay, let's look. Okay, baseline human feats, right? So, I guess
Live
I'm
to
on that
30.
OnlyFans
Live to
account.
30. That's a good one.
like graduate high school.
Yeah, that's a
like
good
that's
one.
a feat.
Is it a feat?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, to some people,
Oh,
also you have to try. Like,
I know a lot of people that graduated that did not try.
Yeah, I didn't try either. But
the whole
but there's
chat was just
something.
clowning us because now our show is we're gonna find baseline human feats. I like this. I like this. We're gonna find the
I mean,
measuring
you climb
stick.
El Capitan, and then
Yeah.
there's that, and then there's like you graduated high school in Deland.
Oh.
I did.
man.
I did.
So there's something like, all right,
3.8. That's good.
Nice, yeah.
That's good.
oh, Butler, get in here.
Oh,
I want to find out Butler's.
what's happening?
Butler sailed around the world.
Butler's got some. He'll just top you with some crazy lie
No,
about
no.
how he. I went to the Oscars with who's your cousin now? Your new.
No.
Miss Emily Stone.
Yeah.
Emily
No,
Stone.
you
Yeah.
told me it was like your stepdad's
Grandfather's
distant fourth cousin.
No, it was my father-in-law's grandma's sister is her great grandmother.
Jesus.
It's getting
Wow.
crazier
We
right
laugh
the
like a
minute.
crazy person.
Hey, but I'm not lying.
I'm not lying.
Yeah,
Ain't lying.
Well, hold on. First, I don't know that, and second, I think you are.
Why are you dressed like Rick Moranis today? What are you doing?
What is that? A golf channel?
Did you shrink the kids? What?
Why are you wearing the
He works
vest?
for the Golf Channel now.
A cameraman at the golf channel would wear. You're wearing a cameraman's vest. Anyway,
I thought T. Taylor from Channel 9 was in here. He's going to interview Nick Anderson.
so Butler, what would you say your greatest feat? If you were going to write down, like, if you were going to die tomorrow, they're like, let's write what your greatest accomplishment in your mind is that you would consider it an accomplishment for the rest of the world. If someone would look at that and be like, whoa, that was hard to achieve. It doesn't have to be in physical. Like, it could be,
Okay.
whatever.
I mean, I do have
mean,
one for
building
me
that
now.
stupid Ghostbuster thing was
Whoa,
something
whoa,
like,
that's not nice.
what?
Don't yuck on other people's yums.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
Building,
what-
you could have just simply said building your Ghostbusters backpack.
Okay, so
You didn't have
it would
to say
have to
building
be
your stupid piece of S. I
I said,
hate
yeah.
convincing the second best Orlando DJ to hire me as a sales rep.
Wow, called you a DJ.
I see what you're doing.
this is not going to go well. I said it this morning. I said it's not going to go well. I would say starting this company with you. Yeah, I would have to
that's
put
a
that.
feat.
I would have to put that in there.
Starting my own business too.
Yeah, I would definitely put that in there. I would also for you, Redcoat Media.
Those on Twitch, no.
That's
For
funny.
sure, the state of Florida, you didn't pay your dues, and that's done. Because we did that with a Mediocre Time LLC
I have,
first.
I have a CPA.
What do you mean?
I have somebody.
Wow.
This is why.
I have a SPA. Thank you very
Suppository.
I take those in the morning.
much. So, but if you start looking at it, you start, because I bet you majority of people couldn't think of one, right? Like you start
No.
looking at it, then it gets sad because then you start going back to like graduated high school, and then it's like,
No,
oh my god.
Do you count? Okay, like I have one for my dad. Do you count? It has to be something where you did something extraordinary, right? What about my
But to
dad?
you and to what you can, it could be within your bubble.
Remember,
You know what
I
mean?
told you the story about the guy putting the gun on my dad, and he talked the guy down, and the guy
Okay.
put the gun down. See, to me, that's extraordinary because you saved your life.
Yeah.
It was a one-off thing that not everybody could do, and for
But here's why that doesn't count. It's because
I'm just saying I don't have anything like that.
that is a one-off scenario, and it's like
Maybe a lot of luck.
You reacted in a certain way, which is extraordinary. But I'm thinking more of like you
Planned for it.
You accomplished something. I mean, like I said, graduating high school as a baseline, like it took you going there and doing something,
Right.
And then, or at
Time
least
in.
enough for the teachers to pass you, whatever, you know.
Okay.
So some sort of thing that you went through and you got through the other side and you got some sort of certificate for it, and then you go on from there. And then it could be, I mean, we talked to the BDM that rode his bicycle around the entire state of Texas. I mean, that's more of a physical feat.
Oh, by the way,
Did he get a certificate at the end?
I checked out Texas Monthly
Yeah,
Yes.
because it is actually a very good
My husband looked at it too.
and upscale publication. It's nice. And
Yeah.
it's on Apple. It's on like when you get the free. I have the free. Apple gave me some when I got my new phone plan. It gave me some. I can sign up for Apple News, so I get all these magazines for free. It's one of the ones they offer. It's really cool. It's not a bad. We were bagging on it too heavily. It's a nice.
So let me ask you this.
Tom doesn't care.
No.
When
Back to feet.
I'm fascinated with feet. So, okay, how do you judge whether the feet? Okay, so let's look at this rock climber, right? She climbed El Capitan up there, the fourth person in the world to do it, and the first woman in the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Within 24 hours.
Yeah, within 24 hours.
within
Yes.
24 hours, obviously. So then you have to put into account how much actual practice and how long it took her.
Age.
Like,
Right?
would,
Yeah.
let's say, becoming a neurosurgeon or something, would you put that at higher than what this
No,
lady did? Or-
because the neurosurgeon would have to accomplish something. If the neurosurgeon had 100 patients, 100,
but just getting there to become neurosurgeon
'Cause you-
has to be an extraordinary feat or something.
No, because all you prove to me, if you go to school to be a neurosurgeon and you accomplish and get out, but you haven't performed said task yet, then all you've proven to me is that you can accomplish school. Like you can go through school. You didn't tell me because Andrea's brother, he went to the police academy and had the highest marks, I believe, in and almost everything he did. He was just naturally good at it. But when he got into the job, he didn't like it.
So let's.
So it ended up being like not his thing.
Well, we started out talking about like Chris and him being the first person with Down syndrome to complete an Ironman happened.
Crazy. Absolutely remarkable.
We had him on the show before, and so that I imagine. I have no idea like the extra like limitations. I don't even know if there's even extra physical limitations to. If you have Down syndrome, like that makes this extra difficult, or like, I'm not even sure what is involved that he had to overcome because of his Down syndrome to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because you think like if he's the only one to ever do it, then it must be hard if you have Down syndrome to complete an Ironman. You know what I'm saying?
His dad said when he was in here that some of the motor skill things are like maybe a little more delayed.
Like it's got to be harder.
And I got
for
worried.
him.
I was following him on Saturday, and he wrecked his bike, and I saw his injury on his leg. He was bleeding real
I saw
bad.
the picture of that.
Yeah, he was, and I'm like, because that affects anybody, because that thing starts drying, and you're moving your legs, and then it starts to get tight, and then it just starts to hurt more as it starts to heal. And that's what I was like kind of benign.
Yeah, people in the chat are
He
saying
toughed it
that
out.
with Down syndrome you have much less muscle mass typically.
Yeah.
So it is
So he has
more
to
difficult.
a little
Harder,
harder.
yeah.
He's pretty damn jacked for less muscle mass.
So
I
then-
know, he is jacked.
Yeah, dude looks great, right?
Yeah.
So then you put that higher than if a regular person did it.
I think so,
right?
yeah.
Because he had to
Yeah.
overcome more. So
Yeah.
then there's all these factors involved.
You should see his whiteboard if you really want to see all the stuff he had to overcome. If you start looking at his training board, I mean, I think he probably had to train longer because he couldn't. I don't
Accomplish it
think
in
he.
the- no- in
yeah,
the
like
fast
for
enough
me,
time, yeah.
I go and I try to train. I might be able to focus where
You can do it in a year.
Yeah, he's not. He's going to have to do it in little.
He was
spurts
living in
and-
a state of training.
Yeah,
Yep.
it
And
really is freaking
insane.
phenomenal.
we
man.
Phenomenal.
should give a prize to the BDM that's achieved the greatest feat, and then
Oh,
but
man.
you could be dethroned by the
Yeah.
next person that presents, and then you have to
But then
present
we
the
have
case.
to cut off your
So
feet.
right now is Old Texas Monthly in first place or what?
Yeah, that's all we got.
Well, I mean,
We could give it to Chris, but then I never want
Matt
to take it away.
Crofton. Well, what's Matt
Oh,
Crofton?
Crofton got sick from bat poop.
Yeah, but he
It always
he
makes
paddleboarded down the Mississippi.
No, I feel like
And then hold on, wasn't there a guy with a
like,
canoe that went down the intercoastal?
Yeah.
He quit though.
I
didn't he?
think
yeah,
so.
he stopped.
What about Tiny Home Man?
He's not a BDM.
Oh,
Tiny
Greenfield,
Home
yeah,
Man.
yeah, he's not a BD either.
Yeah, I think he's just a lunatic.
yeah, he's off to
No,
his next.
he's great, and he's just again, he's doing it to bring awareness, but he's also, I feel like he's built to do that, right? That's
Yeah.
like his thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I mean, here's the thing. We'll put it out there, and you could hold the throne of greatest feet.
Yeah. We'll hold your feet to the fire
until
it's
someone
Tom
else.
and Dan's greatest feet.
I didn't realize until I was reading further into this article, the woman that just climbed this mountain, her boyfriend is the free solo documentary guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Oh, well, she's got a
I
upper
thought you
hand
were a
there.
documentary man.
No, I just
Alex
saw.
Honnold.
Oh, well, of course she did it in a day.
Yeah.
She's got the guy that's the best at it training her.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the girl in the documentary too, right?
I don't know. I haven't watched the documentary.
Oh, I hope it's not. Boy, that's awkward.
Is her name Emily Harrington?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
He doesn't
names.
know anybody's name. He doesn't know my name.
But
that's
I
why he always
imagine-
calls me Bud.
She was a climber too, and
So that makes sense.
she climbed with him.
Yeah.
And
You know what they say about couples that climb together?
Yeah.
He fell. I think she she was supposed to be spotting him. He fell and hurt himself, and he was mad. He was like,
Well, the opposite happened this time. She fell this time.
yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just like extreme feats. I don't know why.
Big feet.
It's just
So why don't you this year pick?
too lazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Stopped me pretty fast, didn't
Yeah.
you?
It boils down.
I was going to say, why don't we pick something to do together? Why don't you and I, and possibly Butler or Sam, they have to vote to see who gets to be the third contestant, and we do the Gumball Rally. Or the Fireball Challenge, or whatever that thing is. Fireball Challenge is where you drink a bunch of
Yeah.
Fireball at Wakaiba Island with a bunch of old grannies.
Yeah, I saw this guy on YouTube talk about I don't know if he still holds the record, but he used to hold the record from New York to LA in the fastest time, and the modifications he did to his car and the team that he put together to do it is so insanely much. Like, this guy was just a nerd dad, but with a bunch of money,
Yeah.
and then super crazy
And he's like
organized
a car guy, too, like a Matt Mormon, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
very into...
And then
we're talking welding, extra gas tanks, interior,
no
map
bathroom breaks.
systems.
Yeah. They had 5 different radars for cops.
I think you sent me that or something because I've
you
been
probably watched it.
No.
It floated around the
I've watched a
Facebook.
lot. I don't remember that's the only drawback to marijuana.
But
I don't remember anything I watch at night.
they planned their route so that they'd hit the deserted roads
And they
in
could
the
fly.
daytime,
Yeah.
and then the busier roads in the middle of the night. And they said they went as fast as the car would go, like 110 the entire trip,
Right.
stopping twice for gas. But they had fuel cells modified in the back of it, so it had
Were they diapering it up or
yeah,
what?
diaper,
Yeah.
like this,
stinks.
but they did it in a way that they never had to stop as fast as
They
possible.
were always rotating.
Not, and it was like, but that's what you have to do to get the top prize of
Yeah.
it takes all the fun out of it. It's not like I'm going to get in my drive as fast as we
Yeah,
can.
you're
It's,
right.
it's all narrowed down to
I mean, all I want to do is ride in the car, with the girls, and
Yeah.
and then you get a couple pictures of me, and then I don't need to do the whole run.
Yeah, 18 hours of doodling in a diaper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What am I? You're eating some
Gruel?
like gross power bar just to get. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't finish mine this morning. I didn't like it.
You have to take all the fun out of it
Yeah.
to be the best.
So
That's
we're
stinks.
putting the call out now to our listeners,
Yeah,
ACT,
greatest feat.
AMT, BDM, anyone, greatest feat, and you just tell us what it is, and we'll try to work out the award. Are we going to actually get some sort of a trophy for these people? We do
Big
a lot of
purple feet.
We do a lot of trophy. I could
Yeah.
make some purple feet. I have
know
a
a
couple.
trophy guy.
I have some feet laying around from the old Spirit Halloween liquidation sale. We could spray
Alright.
paint them purple.
I'm trying to think of. I don't even know any of my friends. I'm trying to think of any of my Miami friends or anybody I know that has actually done something that I'm like, wow, that was cool that you accomplished that.
Well, you've done some things to me that I'm envious that I'm not into them because there's a part of me that really likes them. Like, one of the things I say to you when we've traveled is once I get up in the sky, I really and truly enjoy flying. I really, really, really do. I enjoy it once I'm up there. But the anxiety of getting on and getting down ruin all of that. But I was very envious of the fact that you got to powered paraglide in Colorado. I thought that just sounded really beautiful and cool. And that to me is the type of thing that once you're up there and you see it, it's very unique. Like,
yeah, but it's just I paid the company
Yeah,
that
but
brought
it's
me
cool.
up there. And I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
if
but
I
it
learned how to
takes-
do it and then I actually did it by myself and then I solo for like Alex, my sister-in-law, Crystal's sister.
her flight lessons.
She's getting her
Yeah.
pilot's license.
Well, she just did her first solo flight, right?
Yeah, she did her first solo.
I thought that
and
was huge, man.
I think she's doing her first night flight tonight.
That's terrifying.
Where she did her first night landings, but she does her first flight from one airport to another at night.
I think I'd be excellent. I think I'd be an excellent pilot.
Yeah.
I'm really good at like ticking off boxes and keeping things regimented.
Yeah.
And when I do flight simulators, I usually get bored of them because I can land them. I do pretty well. So but again, I take a lot of brain medication. They don't like you flying around.
That's a helicopter. I think a pilot.
Well, that and guns, because I don't go anywhere without my guns.
But at least that's something. It's like, oh, okay.
A lot of them.
It took a lot of training. You had to go through a lot of tests and a lot of flight hours, and now you eventually become a pilot. That's something.
It is, yeah.
I got it.
But if you don't have a plane, like I know a lot of people that have their pilot's license.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like,
You don't use it.
what are you gonna do? Like if
Yeah,
the
yeah.
world was ending and you needed to get on a plane and fly to the safe house that's in somewhere in Asia, where are you gonna get a plane?
Yeah.
You could steal one if it's the end of the world.
No, you can't steal one.
It's one of those that you rent it for super expensive to fly
Yeah.
once a month, and then
Normally,
just like everything you stop
I hate
doing
to
it.
be this guy, but I'll just say it. Normally, what happens is like you said, we all want to go to the Kentucky Derby, so I rent a plane, super expensive. We all go in on it. All of you guys pack your bags, get in there, too much luggage, and I crash.
Oh, God.
That's what happens. I've
Or
tell
you're
me
like-
you've ever seen a commercial airline guy just laid it down in the woods and killed everybody. Doesn't happen. It's these guys in these little planes. They rent them. They're taking it to the NASCAR race for the weekend. They ride it into the woods.
Yeah.
Everybody dead.
They also have too much confidence, and they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're like, storm's coming. I can fly through that.
Don't
You're
talk
not
about it.
instrument rated, nothing. You're like, oh, it's fine.
Nope, Kobe.
Then you.
These guys never failed me.
Well, that was a helicopter pilot. He had nothing to do
nope.
with the.
Yo, but they said don't go, and he's
Yeah.
well, I got this.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah,
the Tom
yeah,
Van.
yeah.
It's the
Those guys seem to
leaving
be
the Bridge of Lions with the
overconfident.
harbor master's like, please, sir, don't leave. I'll lose my job if you and your family die. Whatever, nerd.
I know better from my life experience to ever get a pilot's license or anything like that. Like, I don't trust myself at all.
Do you remember when you were, we were dissatisfied in our day jobs, and you were completely obsessed with powered paragliders. And
Yeah, I was gonna get one.
and he
I'm gonna get one when I'm an old man.
Oh yeah, because nothing's funnier than an old man getting whipped into the ground, every bone broken.
I'm gonna fly over.
Oh man,
I'm gonna bring it on my boat and fly around Disappearing Island. I used to do that.
Yeah.
And then an old tan.
You're gonna be nude.
And then I'm flying around, and then I get confused about the
You don't know where you're
crosswinds,
going.
and I'm like, damn it, I didn't put my flag down to see which way the winds are going, and then it whips me finally into the mangroves.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
With the fan on my back. Then I'm in the mangroves, and it's full
And you
speed.
just gotta sit there hurt
10,000
while you
RPMs.
wait for it to gas out.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting
man.
hot.
Stuck, and it's just.
yeah. That's what. Yeah. Then they'll be like, sir, they'll be too far. It's like he's in there.
Cut
far.
your engine, Grandpa. What are the odds that you can get one of those or get a friend that has one of those and fly over the Butler to Barry Mansion and do right on it and just right out of
Well,
it?
most
It'd be
likely,
the best.
what would happen is I'm flying over, and then I'm trying to attempt to pull my pants down, and then from that, I'm like, oh God!
But then your pants fall all the way off, so now you're just nude in the sky,
but then
and you can't do anything about it.
I pull one of the toggles too hard, and then it whips my nude body through
Well, now you're just Porky Pigging it.
through Travis's picture window and into
Scare the hell out of his wife.
They're having a dinner party. He's dressed like the Great Gatsby. You go flying through. You whip his bowler hat off.
but the from the glass of the picture window, it
he's
cuts
doing-
me crazy.
He's doing one of his world-renowned Sherlock Holmes dinner party murder mysteries because you and your wife do all that corny crap.
and it whips me onto your dinner table, and then
nude.
my two-stroke power paragliding engine.
Man. It's cutting your curtains all to pieces.
But it's billowing black two-stroke smoke.
Yeah. And your wife's wearing that Kamala Harris white pantsuit. And she's so crazy.
Yeah, a blood.
Oh my god! Oh
Spray.
yeah, and doo-doo everywhere.
Like, it looks like, and then the investigators are like,
and then
we found his pants 2 miles down the road. He took his pants off in the air.
and it conks out, it's like that. And Tom's like, I told you I'd get your back.
As he dies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good fan of that. Bye-bye. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm Dan, Samantha, Butler, all hanging out with ya.
So was it a parachutist or a powered paraglider?
Well, Grady said it was a fan glider, and it still could be. I haven't seen the footage.
Okay.
On this particular video I found, they called it Parachute Guy, but, you know,
Yeah, you
YouTube,
don't
you
know.
got
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
uploading this stuff. They found it on one of their dad's
So,
VHSs or something.
basically, a powered paraglider is like a paraglider, but with the fan on your back.
Yeah, it's like the actual parachute is different because Andy taught me that. That this chute
it's
is
a
made-
paraglider.
Yeah,
It's made for gliding, but then the fan goes in your back so that you could just stay up. You don't have to ride hot air currents
Correct.
coming up from wherever.
So this is Riddick Bowe versus Evander Holyfield. And it doesn't have a date or anything, but this is the quickest one I could find, so I'm just going to light
Looks
this one
like the
up.
90s.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It's obviously from a VHS because it says play, so let's just get a little bit of this here.
Yeah.
Is there
I
any sound?
remember.
Doesn't look
this.
like there's sound.
Okay, they're boxing.
Slowly in the mouth, but with a good stiff left jab. Appears to be a little swelling under the left eye of Riddick Bowe. Nothing serious right now, but they've been using the end swell right from the first round, probably as a preventive measure. And whoa, somebody just... There's been a parachutist, a skydiver, has just landed here at ringside.
Oh, they're attacking the man.
The crowd is carrying him limb from limb. They're literally...
My God, help the man. They almost attacked him.
Humans are the stupidest things. We are the dumbest. We're so stupid. He flies in. They just thought, I can't tear his clothes off, tear his arms off,
Oh my God.
gouge his eyes, pull his nose off.
Yeah, this nerd's
Why
got
are-
he hit the ring.
Why is that the first thought?
I don't know.
Oh, I got that got me. Whew, I gotta watch that
Because
one
they're
more time.
mad because the guy is trying to ruin their fight. Or
Look at
something.
this fat cop right in the center. I got this big fat like.
Do they have a
it looks
different
fake. That looks like
angle of them? Did he
let's
crash
see.
into the ring?
Yeah, the side of the ring.
We've seen everything, I thought, in boxing, but this is a first.
Are they trying to rip
And
up
apparently
the
the pilots in the blimp and our cameraman up there saw this character circling around the area, but they thought he had disappeared. And of course the police and security.
They're ripping his
man.
fan
they're
apart.
putting his hands into his own fan.
I like when they're just starting.
My
They
God.
just start
It looked
shoving
like
him and
Black
grabbing him.
Friday. It's like everybody.
It did.
It looked like Black Friday. It's
Yeah.
like everybody fighting. I'm like, why are you fighting?
His parachute's stuck in the lights. They're trying to pull it off. They're mad.
Oh
mad
my
about
god,
it.
that's fun. Did I curse during that? I was laughing
no.
so hard. I
I
was
don't think so.
screaming. Oh my god, that's
It
hilarious.
says the lines of his paraglider became tangled in the overhead lights, after which he landed on the top rope of the ring with his parachute still tangled in the lights. He tried to hang on with one foot and one hand on the top rope for a few seconds until he either fell or was dragged down into the crowd by spectators. His parachute ripping away from the lights above.
Yeah, because they were tearing him down.
I wish Riddick Bowe would have just went over there.
They listen to the fans and fighters security detail swarmed around him and immediately began attacking him. He was knocked unconscious during the attack.
Oh my God!
helmet on.
One security officer reportedly struck Miller 20 times.
20
He was
times.
rushed to a nearby hospital as spectators cut his paraglider into pieces for souvenirs. After his release from the hospital, he was
It
arrested,
was fan blades.
where he was charged with dangerous flying.
That's a terrible
They
day.
ripped his
His dream is his dream.
They ripped his machine apart.
He'd been building that every afternoon.
He
I
later
got
joked.
this nerd's belt buckle.
He later joked in an interview, "It was a heavyweight fight, and I was the only one who got knocked out."
Technical Hat said this is just like Black Hawk Down.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's
why
funny.
are people so mean?
That was in 1993.
Why would you do that?
Because they were mad at him because they were trying to.
They had money on it, I'm sure.
yeah, and they were effing up their event.
But still, the poor man just crashed through. Like,
Yeah, but he did it on purpose. Like
he said it was an accident.
No,
He might have been. No, I could see him trying to circle and make a
Yeah.
spectacle and then like screw it up. bad.
Mechanical problems, he said.
Yeah, that sounds like what I'd say if I was trying to not get charged with, everything. So yeah, it seems like the guy was flying around and then wanted to do this, but maybe it was an accident. You would think though, if it was an accident, I guess maybe if you were falling into a crowded area, the only safe place to land would be the boxing ring because everything else is packed nut to butt with people everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't want to land on people's heads, but that's not why. He's trying to do it because I don't know why. Why would what would be the purpose? Just for
the view of it, I can see
a spectacle?
He did it again after that at other events, including like football games and stuff. But then eventually, like, people got sick and tired of him, and he had to relocate to Alaska because he was getting death threats.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we interview this
yeah,
guy?
I bet
He's
we can.
dead.
Oh,
So no.
Did he die in a paragliding
Let's
accident?
see.
No, actually, he died training for a boxing match.
On September
Weird.
22nd, 2002, Miller was reported missing after he disappeared earlier that morning while driving into the wilderness.
Oh, no,
His car was found near the Resurrection Pass Trail in the Kenai Peninsula. A search was launched, but it was suspended on October 13th. On March 9th, 2003, a group of hunters bushwhacking through the woods on the peninsula found Miller's decomposing body. An autopsy revealed that Miller had hanged himself from a tree.
Oh my God!
Why do all these guys kill themselves?
Because they have mental problems stemming from why they even were acting like this, from the beginning.
At the time of
Too
his
bad.
death,
Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go paragliding.
at the time of his death, his girlfriend was pregnant with their first child.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow. Way to...
I don't know when this happened.
Cut this part out. That's sad.
Yeah. It's
Do you think one of those people at that fight has the balls to ring the doorbell one day and go, "Ma'am, my name's Henry, and about 35 years ago, I stole a part of your husband's paraglider.
Oh, no, at this point, it's
I just want to give this back to you.
They're giving it to the grandson.
I want you to give this to your grandson." Right.
Well, his now the daughter is 29 years old.
I don't think so. That was 2003.
No. I'm saying that this was like these give it to your son to the lady, right? Because she's got a kid.
Yeah. It's like that watch in Pulp Fiction.
It's exactly like that.
I've been carrying
this is sad.
this nerd's belt
I
buckle.
held this paraglide.
You know how this is so sad. It says, although Miller's disappearance and death were reported in the local press shortly after his body was found, his suicide did not become widely known outside Alaska until the latter part of 2003 when ESPN went out searching for him to film a SportsCenter feature to be shown during the 10th anniversary of his stunt.
We want to do
So
a
no one
30 for
even
30
knew.
on you.
They wanted to do an interview with him, and no one knew that he had hanged himself.
And
man.
he had enough time had a
Where it's
lapse
like funny to people
where it's
now.
funny
yeah.
again, but he had been through all the ridicule because he was doing this, and people were like, "Get out of here, get the fan man." I'm sure that's what they called him.
They did, yeah. His name was the Fan Man.
Fan man.
It shows you how creative society is.
Oh, it's like, yeah.
But it's he did all this, and then he was shunned to Alaska, hung himself in the woods, and then ESPN were like,
"But we love you.
We're here to find the
10th
fan man."
anniversary.
Everybody,
Oh.
and then sad.
Oh, well. Social media.
Yeah. We'll forget as soon as we stop recording. Yeah.
And stop the recorder. What do you guys want for lunch?
I'm hungry for. God, I feel like.
That's the way it works, though, right? How sad is that, man?
So anybody that does like streaking, or remember the guy that?
Well, streaking, you can't.
Well, there's the guy that wrote stuff. Was it the Bean guy? What was it?
Oh, you mean Butterbean?
No.
The big fat blob?
No. But there's something where a guy was popular.
Bean Man.
He wrote something.
What the hell are you talking about?
There was a famous.
Are you talking about Golden Palace?
No, there was a guy that wrote he would always write the same thing on his chest. He would get not totally
John
nude.
3:16.
No, I thought it was a soccer dude that would do this a lot at soccer matches, and he would get down into like a flesh-colored bikini and then write the same thing on his chest or whatever. He did it at the Super Bowl one year, and it was popular because it was like, oh, that's the guy that does it at all the soccer matches. It was some famous streaker.
I've never. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Look up
The chat room says it's the movie Memento, and then you're extremely confused in your brain.
There was a guy that was known for doing this, and
I remember
they are clowning you.
I remember the
God damn
kissing
it.
lady, Morgana, or whatever, and then I remember the lady with the big boobs that would run across the baseball, and I remember
that was recently. I'm saying this was like early 2000s, and I think it culminated with him doing it at the Super Bowl.
rainbow wig. They're saying was it John 3:16? That's what I said. Was
Maybe
the
it was
rainbow
that.
wig John 3:16 guy? But I never. I remember seeing that at the Super Bowl as a kid, but I remember my dad explaining to me that guy was just a copycat because there was a guy that wore the rainbow wig in the John 3:16 Bible verse.
Gotcha,
Sports
okay.
guy. Does that make sense?
This wasn't the Johnson. There must have been multiple ones because this was in like the 2000s. But I always with those type of guys and girls because like they just like the attention of it. So that people are like, oh, you're the guy. But
Yeah.
it's an instant wave to get notoriety, right?
Well, which it is indeed. Which fan has ruined
the most.
or done the
biggest
most
event or
damage? Because you've seen the guys where it was going for like a home run or wasn't going to be a home run.
Oh yeah.
And then they caught it, so it is a home run.
Yeah, or they interfered and changed
like
the outcome.
Or in
that one-
soccer matches, there's been guys that run across the pitch. I mean, there's got to be one guy that has done what would be considered
the most damage,
egregious
Okay,
sports.
you're right. That's a good
Faux pas.
Yeah. I bet you there's probably an article on this, but I mean the famous story being the one dude in the World Series that ended up catching the ball and
Yes.
and it getting counted, and the guy could have caught the ball, and then I think it was it a Red Sox game or
I can't remember.
but the guy was literally had to move town, change his name because he was so hated in the community because
people are saying Cubs man, but
maybe the Cubs
was it
guy,
the
yeah.
Cubs?
It's like it was something a Cubs
This
World
is
Series.
before COVID, so I wasn't anywhere remotely baseball. You know what I mean?
Well, this was the 80s, I believe.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like the only. This has been the only year I've really tried to pay attention to baseball.
But they've gone back and they did a 30 for 30 on this guy, and they showed even in the game that guy didn't really have a direct responsibility for the outcome of that game. Like there was a couple other things that happened after. Like he was part of it, but the real reason they actually lost was some sort of 2 innings later, and something happened. Yeah.
They're the Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. They're saying Steve Bartman. Steve Bartman.
Oh, Bartman. Yeah,
Bartman?
yeah, that's a Bartman.
I want to say Bartman.
Yeah.
Like Bart, do the Bartman.
He had to leave town and everything, but there's been other people.
Yeah, a lot of our baseball guys know all of their names.
I want to say, remember in the one Super Bowl where the power went out for like half an hour?
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that was done on purpose, but maybe a person was in charge, screwed that up, or some sort of, maybe it was human error.
Yeah.
And then that guy could take the credit for somehow, because that amount of time, I can't remember that particular game, but I think it ended up being, it was the
Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ravens, I think something happened where enough time had passed that it had cooled off whoever was winning, and then it kind of was like a new game after because it was like an hour and a half of time elapsed.
It
or
was
something.
weird.
There is Mark Roberts, who's a known British streaker, and he has run naked during numerous international events. Is that who you're talking about? No?
Did he have anything bean written on him?
You were stuck on the bean thing, and
Something
I don't know
bean.
what that
Got
is.
beans on the brain.
Oh, gotta go.